Hello everyone, my name is Shayan Salimi. I have got my bachelor's degree from Okan20f in Civil Engineering, and now I'm architecture student at Okan20f. During this course, by guidance of Professor Salimi, I've been working on public schools around the world, and let's get to it. Like every individual in the society, each city has its memory. In addition to that, individuals and societies have shared social memory. This shared memory contains memories that cannot be independent of spatial references. Iconic structures are a definition and a symbol of a city, a symbol about its history and ambition, and often they have a story to tell. For instance, when a city is mentioned, an imaginary image immediately associated the city with its famous structure. Popular examples include Taksim Square in Istanbul and Times Square in New York. Different activity of squares in the past include General Square, Neighborhood Square, Sports Square, Communication Square, and Government Square. That we will get to brief some of them in the next slides. General squares were a social gathering place for individuals in public spaces, such as mosques, water storage, business spaces, markets, cultural centers, and schools were contained. A very well-known example that we can mention is Taksim Square in Istanbul. Communication squares. Communication squares are known as lines and mostly being used for people to interact with each other, be social, and have social gatherings. As an example of communication square, we can mention Nathan Phillips Square in Canada. Government squares, as it's obvious by its name, it's been used mostly by governments, mostly for military exercises, military parades, and military showdowns, as well as punishing criminals. As an example of such government public square, we can mention Tiananmen Square in Beijing, China. But there are some principles for a public square that can be called successful, such as identity and image. The squares help shape the character of a whole neighborhood or the city. As an example, a fountain is developed to give the square a stable feature, or maybe sometimes a sculpture at some points. The picture of numerous squares was attached to incredible public buildings near city hall, libraries, mosques, and churches by purpose. Another principle we can mention is attraction and destination, but let's not get too much complicated and twisted with the attraction. They do not need to be big to make the square a success. Some of the best public squares have several small attractions such as vendor cart, park, outdoor cafes, markets, and that when they put together draw people's attention throughout the day. Another principle that can be very important is the flexible design. There are differences and variations in the square usage during the day, week, and the year. Some people use the square only at a specific time of the day. For example, children may be using it after school, or elders may be using it in the morning. Some use the square any time of the day, even night, anytime. To respond to these natural variations, design is to be flexible. To continue the principle of a successful square, we can mention amenities. A square should include services that make it reasonable for individuals to use. A seat or waste container in the perfect area can significantly affect how individuals decide to use the spot. Lighting can reinforce a square's personality while featuring clean exercises, like bicycle roads or pathways. Another principle that is very important is access. Square needs to be easy to access to and easy to get to. The best scores are in every case effective available by roads. Surrounding roads are thin, crosswalks are very much safe, and lighting has been planned for pedestrians, as well as traffic moves gradually. Role of management is the last but not least principle of successful public square. The best public square is the one that people return to there time by time again, and it has been used periodically and often. The only way to achieve such is through a management plan that understands and promotes the way of keeping the square safe and lively. Like this, the people, the individuals who are using a public square can feel like they are being taken care of and the amenities and the services they are getting is being controlled and taken care of by some management. In this part, some significant public squares around the world will be briefly introduced, as well as showing SWOT analysis of each square. Let's start with Taksim Square. Taksim Square is the heart of modern section of Istanbul. It is the cultural and symbolic center of the city, located in the Beyoğlu district in the European side of Istanbul. Many hotels, restaurants can be found around the square. Taksim Square is the gathering place for locals to celebrate New Year's and big events, as well as tourist attractions. The word Taksim means distribution. Taksim Square was originally the point where the main water lines from the north of Istanbul were collected and branched off to the other parts of the city. We see the SWOT analysis of Taksim Square. Next in our square list is Red Square in Moscow. Built directly east of the Kremlin, Moscow's historic fortress and the center of Russian government, Red Square is the home to some of the country's most characteristic and important landmarks. Its origins date to the late 15th century. During the 20th century, the square became famous as the site of large-scale military parades and execution of criminals designed to showcase Soviet Union's strength. Nowadays, the square has been used increasingly for shows, concerts, enormous traditional music exhibitions, and an entire scope of huge scope occasions, from design shows to celebration of modern craft. Here we see SWOT analysis of Red Square. Tiananmen Square. Tiananmen Square is an open public square in the center of Beijing, China, one of the biggest public squares on the planet, with over 400,000 square meters in area. The Tiananmen Square was initially planned and applied in 1651. It was extended to multiple times of its unique size and solidified in 1658. The square was named for the nearby Tiananmen, or Gate of Heavenly Peace, and marks the entrance to the so-called Forbidden City. Here we have SWOT analysis of Tiananmen Square. Nakhchivan Square, after the Tiananmen Square in Beijing, is one of the largest squares in the world. The square hosts several monuments and has many heritages in its embraces. The Nakhchivan Square wide square is 160 meters by 560 meters long, which is a total area of 89,600 square meters. The square was anchored on its four sides with Jami's mosque establishments on the south end, the Fatullah Mosque on the east, Ali Qabu Palace on the west, and the Grand Bazaar north end of the square. Here we have SWOT analysis of Nakhchivan Square. Now we have Azadi Square. Azadi Square, known as the Giant Square in Tehran. In the middle of the square, Azadi Tower has become an image of Tehran because of its lovely engineering. Each part of its exciting structure refers to one of the recorded periods in Iran. The field of Azadi Square is almost elliptical. Its large diameter is 318 meters long along the east axis, and the small diameter of 210 meters along the north-south axis. The area of the field is about 68,000 square meters. Here we have SWOT analysis of the Azadi Square, as you can see. Times Square. Times Square is a major commercial intersection, tourist destination, entertainment center in New York, Manhattan, in the United States, one of the world's busiest pedestrian areas. Times Square is one of the world's most visited tourist attractions, with approximately 330,000 people pass through Times Square daily. Times Square functions as a town square, but is not geometrically a square. It's closer in shape to a bow tie, with two triangles emanating roughly north and south. Here we have SWOT analysis of the Times Square. Nathan Phillips Square. Nathan Phillips Square is a vibrant active space in the heart of Toronto, Canada. Every year, over 1.5 million visitors attend a variety of community and special events hosted at the square, such as New Year's celebrations, Remembrance Day celebrations, concerts, and more. The square is in rectangular shape, with the edge of the City Hall meeting the square on an angle on the north side, with a total area of 48,500 square meters. Nathan Phillips Square contains a skating rink, reflecting pool, and peace garden. Here we have SWOT analysis of Nathan Phillips Square. Here is a comparative analysis table that has been prepared from the public squares that have been discussed till now. Here they have been compared with different characteristics, their accessibility, their facilities, their amenities, and with their different features actually, as well as some photos and plans of the squares. The project for the end of this semester was developing the square, so I chose Azadi Square to develop it and evolve its sustainable elements. The concept of this project is to develop and equip the most significant public square and the biggest one in Tehran, Iran, with sustainable elements. Azadi Square is located in Tehran's 9th district known as Azadi District. The square is the intersection between two streets and two express highways. Here I have prepared a short video about Azadi Square that it will give you a better image of what is it about. Let's watch it together. An environmental and climatic analysis of the chosen site. Here you can see the sunpath diagram and the sun directions, wind directions, as well as we will get to them with more detail in the next chapter. In continuing of the climatic analysis of the site, we have wind path direction, that the strongest winds come from west side, and after that northwest, southwest, southeast are the strongest one respectively. By analyzing the temperature in Tehran during different months of the year, we have January 5.2 degree with the coldest month and July with 31.6 degree in the hottest month of the year. By adding evergreen trees to the chosen site, we'll start our evolving sustainable elements to it. Let's start with boxwood trees. The boxwood trees can grow almost to reach 4 feet tall. They can grow under most soil conditions and live through winters. This tree can survive in temperatures that go below 0 degrees, and they know to be attractive plants. These plants are cool and soft, and they have oval shape. They maintain their color throughout winter, and in the spring they produce flowers. Then we have cheddar trees. Cheddar trees is the fastest growing evergreen tree. These trees will typically grow 3 to 5 feet per year once established. These also do great as wind breaks, especially during harsh winter. This bush can grow in icy conditions. It also resists ice and snow damage. The columnar and substrate habit does not require trimming, so it's possible to get a very tall plant without taking up so much space. By creating seating and shading elements, we can have incredible social impacts on society. People can spend their time sitting on the provided bench while safe from harsh sun radiation and enjoying the landscape. As shown in the picture, one of the proposed ideas, one of the facilities has been equipped with solar panels to provide electricity as needed for individuals and create a shadow during certain time of the day. Another proposed idea is the style of bench that is shown in the figure. The bench has been considered around the trees, therefore people can enjoy the shadow created by the tree and gather around, and it's more suitable for a group of more than 2-3 people. Entertainment and light show. In order to create a spectacular and cool atmosphere at night, proposing the use of light shows and laser shows during nighttime to create a magnificent view of Azari Tower and the Azari Museum, as well as bringing people to the square to watch the show and create a lovely atmosphere for families to spend time. This can be very beneficial for tourism in that area during nighttime as well. By considering the weather and air pollution in Tehran, and to get the energy that is required in the Azadi Tower and Azadi Museum, as well as the light show that has been proposed in a clean way, proposing solar panels that should be available in two different shapes located in different parts of the square, with the stand and without the stand. At the end, I would like to thank my professor of seminary, who guided me through this article and through this journey. And thank you for watching. Stay safe.